You're such an asshole.
Look at that. The old captain is back. How did you guys miss me? Huh? Did you miss me? The old captain's very proud. Little pat on the back. Wrote a book in 5.5 days. It's going to be about 100 pages. I'm debating. I got it on a 14 size font, which looks okay on the computer screen, but then when you print it off, you're like, ooh, that's a little bit big of a font, so I'll probably shrink it down. So it might be under, if I shrink it down, I'll probably go under 100 pages. It doesn't matter. People, how long should my book read? It's like, hey, that's a question somebody majoring in writing would ask, because if you're majoring in writing or entrepreneurship, you're doing it wrong. Anyway, so it was a short handbook that I've been writing, and it would be available. Anyway, a young man writes, wait, do you want to please keep it anonymous? All right, I will. I'm going to anonymize some other things because we'll talk about the reason why I want to keep this. Mr. Claire, I really enjoy your videos. They are both interesting and truthful. Please let me know how much it would cost to answer the following question given the situation I'm in. I work as a, we could say you're a software engineer. But after getting laid off in the recession, I started teaching at a place. I'm investigating ways that I can retire as early as possible. Spent a few years developing a program that will input market data and output predictions as to which stocks or ETFs will increase in value. After back testing, it is working at an 86% success rate. This is based on 2 years worth of data. The average percent change amongst all assets. I don't want to give you even more. Can you provide advice as to what's the best way to profit from this program? I see 3 main options, which are as follows. Please add any additional options or option combinations would be helpful. Option 1, invest the assets in my programs. With my own personal funds. I would start small and work my way up to $10,000. If I chose this route, what type of account should I use to make the investments? I was worried about trading costs. And you said you hadn't put it because you were going to plan on using Robinhood. I would go with that or any other place that has dirt cheap trading, because what you want to do is test this first. But the problem that you're facing, now you're in computer science, but I'll tell you that one of the few things that I did learn in finance that was important was the future is not the past. And the problem that involves looking at past historical data to predict the future is that it's inherently flawed immediately like there. The people are changing, the environment is changing, the economics is changing, the variables is changing. It's absolutely impossible to predict this stuff. Now, I like the idea that it's a rolling 2-year average because it's going to take, there are some trends, there are some patterns. This is why some people do have success with technical trading. Where if you have this rolling 2-year, it won't include such old, outdated stuff. Some of it's going to be getting outdated. And you did back test it. That's fine. But keep in mind, you back tested that particular model at that particular data point for 2 years. You'd like to see this consistently perform over time. So what I would do is I would start off small, and I would start off using as cheap a trading platform as possible, because it's just trial and error. If you got to pay for some trading costs, okay, fine. Down the road, then you didn't really have to like trade on electronics communication network. You'd have to get into some kind of trading platform where you can make, hundreds of thousands, a million. If you could become if it becomes really good, you gotta. And that's where I don't know. You'd have to start talking to people who run electronic communication networks, people who actually are day traders, swing traders, find out what platforms they use. I'm sure there are companies out there that offer trades. And I think you did, I don't even want to talk about the frequency of your trading, but your frequency of your trading, you could probably get by with something retail. You won't need something terribly powerful. That's down the road. All right, this is after you test it. So option 1, invest in the assets, predicts, start small, work up 100,000. What type of account should you use to make the investments? Whatever works for you, testing this out, okay? Obviously, you don't want to be using a full-service brokerage, but I think Robinhood would be a good place to go. The account would need to be versatile enough to allow for trading a wide variety of assets. So the next thing you're going to want to do is contact Robinhood. I don't know what exactly your assets are, but if all of a sudden you're trading in commodities and you're hedging with fixed income, but then you're going to leverage up on real estate investment trusts, I don't know what your program is. Contact the brokerage or the trading platform company first to make sure that they trade in all of the required assets that you're trading in. All right. And maybe some day traders or people who are much more aware of the trading world than I am can give you some ideas down below. But if you're talking ETFs and stocks, yeah, I think Robinhood would be able to handle it. This is because the program is picking investments from all tickers that are listed on both the New York Stock and NASDAQ market. Oh, if it's just NASDAQ in New York, yeah, that's going to be all equities. Robinhood should be able to handle it. Can you think of any accounting practices that can be utilized so that I would pay the least amount of capital gains taxes and trading fees? Let's worry about that later when you get there. That's a question for Chad Elkins at elkincpa.com. But with capital gains, this is just me. You're going to have daily, potentially, capital gains that you then accrue and start having to pay. And they're going to be short-term capital gains. You would like to convert that into long-term capital gains. What you might want to do is think of setting up some kind of fund. And again, don't waste your time doing this. It's going to be a royal pain in the ass. But if this thing proves to work, and all of a sudden you're not making 10,000, you're looking at 100, 120, and this model of yours is actually starting to predict stuff, and it's working really good, you would have to set up some kind of fund where the trading activity would not be taxed, and it would be like a company. Its process is to make, might be like a miniature mutual fund, and then you would sell the fund into the market, and that's what you would pay capital gains on. Now, it would still directly translate into the same amount of capital gains, but let's say on day one you made a couple trades and there was a $100 gain in capital gains. Well, then you pay short-term capital gains tax on that, which is higher than long-term. If it was in a fund and that was considered part of operating expenses, and then you waited for a year or 2 years, and then you sold, then you would pay long-term capital gains. That's kind of what Warren Buffett does when he sells a company, and then he pays the capital gains. Down the road, don't even worry about that. See if this plane flies before you start. Hey, can we put nuclear-tipped machine guns on it? Like, oh no, it didn't even get off the ground. Shit. Is it possible to trade stock market assets without any trading fees or taxes? Robinhood and some other places. Something like Robinhood, Roth IRA. You're not going to want to use a Roth. I mean, you could use a Roth IRA account. There's going to be a lot of trading for a Roth IRA account. Go with a regular brokerage account with Robinhood. And let's just try it there because your trading costs are close to nil. Doesn't offer this type of account. Wait, Robinhood doesn't offer a Roth IRA? How would you know of a company that does offer trading account with no trading fees or capital gain? There's no trading company. There's no company out there that offers a trading account with no capital gains taxes. You pay that because the feds demand you do. That's why. And no trading fees. You're gonna find they make the money somehow. Now Robinhood's a different business model, where they make money off of the deposits and the cash that you. That's how they do it. I'm kind of impressed. I'm very proud of them. But you're going to pay one way or another. It's going to be very high, and especially if you're doing day trading or something like that. I mean, Robinhood. Let's see if Robinhood's got a number of trades per week you can make. Robinhood, unlimited trades. Day trades, how to get around. I'm going to show you how to use Robinhood's unlimited day trades. Well, that's good. There you go. Learn how to make unlimited free stock trades. Well, that's it. That sounds fine. Instant and day trading. All right. I think it sounds unlimited commission, unlimited free trades without registration. Yeah. No, I think Robinhood would be a good place to start for now. Option 2, sell the program to a hedge fund. I'm thinking about selling it to a company such as this company. If I choose this route, how much do you think I should sell it for? Is there any way to get a reputable third party to approximate a price of this program? Dude, your program has to prove it that it's doing well. It has a track record. And excuse me. I would not. Well, let's go option 3. Post my program's predictions to a website and sell access to the site. How much do you think I should charge for access to the site? I'm thinking about I could charge a monthly fee or discount yearly fee, like a video response. Please keep me anonymous and thanks. All right. Here's the deal. First, make sure it works. That'd be the first thing. If it does, unless the choice is going to be up to you. You either take all the profits and give it to yourself of the future, and you give it to yourself today by selling it to a company. It's like it's the classic when you win the lottery. Do you want the lump sum payment today, or do you want it spent out over the course of your life? All right, if you're okay with investing the time and doing your own trading, dude, I wouldn't tell anyone you got this thing. Don't tell. If you find this is like, hey, I found a way to win at blackjack at the casinos. You don't tell anyone. You don't tell anyone. Matter of fact, you go to different casinos and you clean them out, and you even dress like a different person wearing a wig so the cameras don't pick you up and realize what you're doing. All right? Same thing here. If you find a way to beat the market, you don't tell anyone. You take your money and make your millions, maybe billions, and then when your model no longer holds, then you call it a day. All right? So that's what I would do. That's just me personally. But if you want it, then it becomes an issue of time. Do you need 10 million or do you need 10 billion? Well, if you can get by with 10 million, then you don't really need the other 999 million. And you just like your money now. Yeah, you could sell it to a company, but you're still going to need a track record to prove it. And you're going to have to not just say, yeah, I picked Apple in 1984. You're going to have to prove to them that there's trading, your trades went through. You're going to have to show them your Robinhood account. And I would show them every other month. I would not show them all months, or maybe only show them a couple months. But show them like every 5 months. And they say, why are you showing us every 5 months? You say, because I don't want you reverse engineering my shit. You don't give them the full day. You don't even give them full results. You show them total results. Like, here's what happened. Here's what's been going on. Here are my trades for a couple days. But I'm not getting, because they're smart enough. There are quants out there that'll figure it out. They will figure it out. If you made money and this model worked, then yeah, you could sell it, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I'd just be trading and being quiet. And that's another thing, is I'd have multiple accounts. Heck, set up an LLC, spread it out a little bit like that. So no one, oh, look at this account. What's his trading pattern like? Even though I'm not supposed to look, I'm a Robinhood guy. Oh my God, is that what he's doing? I'm gonna do it too. And all of a sudden, there's no more profit left in the market for you. 3 is an interesting option. Post my program's prediction to a website and sell access to the site. How much do you think I should charge for access to the site? That I wouldn't do that. I mean, how much would you charge access for the site? As much as you possibly can. I think I could charge a monthly fee or discounted yearly fee. You could do it that way, but now you got to set up a site. Now you got a program. Now you got to deal with customer service complaint. Now you just made it way more complicated than the other 2 previous options. First option is just you. Second option is just you and the hedge fund that buys your thing off of you. You don't have to dig around. Third option, that you're running a company, you're dealing with clients, people are assholes, fuck them, life's too short for that shit. All right? I'd be trading it by myself. That's what I would be doing. Option 2 would be option number 2, plan B, sell it to a hedge fund. How much would you sell it for? There you'd have to find out. It's going to depend on how much capital they have. If they have too much capital, they'd start influencing the market, so then they couldn't really necessarily buy it. It depends. billions is what my answer. If you find a program that be billions, but see what they offer. I mean, you'd have to, and you'd have to have a track record. You have to have a multi-year, at least like a 3 to 5 year track, 5 preferably. I won't even be approaching people unless you got 5 years of a proven track record. And that's how long it's going to take to see if you can predict if this has any predictive value in the long run. So that's what I do. I would keep hush hush on. That's why I kind of anonymized a couple things. And I won't tell a goddamn soul about this. Don't tell anybody a thing about this. Just keep it to yourself and hide your formula. Put that under crypto, man. Do not have your model just sitting on your desktop and someone hacks it. Well, you're a software engineer. You kind of understand. I'd be like, 256 encryption. Just so if someone clicks, what's it? Oh, wait, what's it? Oh, I'll never figure out that password. Thank God. All right, that's it. You guys got questions? Cappy's got answers. ASLconsulting.com. See you all later. Toodles.